Dr. Tracey Wilen, a thought leader on the impact of technology on society and on work and careers. She's been at Stanford and held leadership positions at Apple, HP, Cisco, and the Apollo Group. Her newest book is Employed for Life, the 21st Century Career Trends. And we welcome Dr. Wilen to the program. Good morning to you, Doc.
Oh, good morning and Happy New Year to you.
And to you. You highlight some workforce trends that everyone needs to be aware of. So let's start there. What are the three workforce trends that we use as a bedrock for having lifelong employment?
Well, I look at trends that people may not intuitively think about, day to day. And on the workforce trend, I think the first opportunity for 2015 is really for our millennials. And these are our young people who are around 33, 34 and younger. If you look at it, the baby boomers who are around 54 and up are retiring now, or at least reaching age 65 at a pulse of about 10,000 per day. And we need people to fill their shoes. And Generation X, which is the next generation, is actually pretty small comparatively. So I think this is a big year for millennials. If they're interested in leadership roles, they can actually make some movement if they're smart, and motivated, and we know they're technically savvy. So this is a really good combination.
Dr. Wilen, you also say in your workforce trends that the corporation is a stop, not a destination.
That's right. It's a big shift of, how we thought in the past that, our goal was to get to one company and just stay there forever. In 2011, the Bureau of Labor Statistics was showing that we're actually at about 11 jobs in our career paths. And many of the people I've interviewed more recently are experiencing about 15 to 18 jobs in their career longevity. And a lot of this is due to the fact that we're just living longer. We're living to 100. Which means we'll be working for 50 to 70 years, and we'll have many more stops. So I suggest to people in 2015, you have the mindset that you own your career adventure, and the corporation is now one of many stops that you will learn from in your adventure and reap skills and experience from.
There are some sectors that are hot, including healthcare, as one might imagine. Science, technology, engineering, and math, that is blooming in this country. But security, we have got a burgeoning security business that's part of a security culture. How does someone prepare for that career field?
And I think security, sadly, I'm going to say this sadly, it can be a safe bet for many people of all levels and backgrounds. If I just look at three key areas, because they're in the news every day: cybersecurity, physical security and protection, and terrorism. And the preparation is different. So let's just say physical security and protection. Well, that's bodyguard services, that's armed forces, that's airport security, it's stadium security. It can, it's really around protecting people. That's a different kind of category, and you can get certifications and training on that. It actually doesn't require sophisticated education levels. When you move into something like cybersecurity, you need to think about, this job is growing 12 times faster than the overall job market. We need people who understand how to, write code and understand hackers and, their paths and their motivations. So that one's a little more technical. Terrorism is a wide range. I just looked up jobs for terrorism. It ranges from undercover agents to forensic data analysts to bomb detection, nuclear experts, biological and chemical weapons specialists, even people who run drones and robots in the military. So that one, again, is wide. You just focus in and say, what would I be good at that I would like to do, and what do I need to be able to accomplish that?
Dr. Wilen, would like to ask you to hold for just a few minutes while we take care of some messages, and we'll be back with more hiring trends for 2015 with Dr. Tracey Wilen on Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, plus traffic on the 4s next. AM Baton Rouge at 8:45, resuming our discussion with Dr. Tracey Wilen, an expert on the impact of technology on society, work, careers. She's talking about hot hiring trends for 2015. And when we last talked, we were talking about security as being a growth field for someone to pursue a job in. What are some other hot areas for employment for people looking to get into a different job market?
Well, I look at common day trends in society that maybe are not fully impacted by technology. For example, sharing. We are a sharing economy now. WeCommerce, it's actually about $26 billion. Why buy when you can share? We share our houses. We rent them out through Airbnb. We share our cars through Uber and Lyft. We share our bikes. We share our clouds. And quite frankly, I shared a Christmas tree this year. And so this is like, a new societal trend that is creating a lot of job opportunities for people who are either entrepreneurial or who are getting in onto some of these new endeavors.
All right, how does a sharing career work? I'm not even going to go with you on the Christmas tree, but how does a sharing career work?
Well, basically, if you're sharing, if you want to make a career in sharing, you could look at opportunities of what is being shared. So Airbnb, for example, you have a house, you have empty rooms. People go out and actually make money off of sharing out rooms in their home. If you have, some people have just developed systems of, sharing bikes and setting out racks and formalizing it because, let's face it, you don't need a bike all day. You just need it when you commute. I think the biggest success in this field has really been the sharing of cars. Uber, which is almost in every city now, allows individuals to share their car and make money as drivers, which has been a phenomenal part-time opportunity for many people. But I, as a user, I can drop basically owning a car, insurance, and paying for parking because I can get rides pretty much at my fingertips. So I think that sharing is an area that people who audit it, who assess it, who create, are just logistics. So I think sharing is an interesting trend, and people are jumping in on it.
You've also written food is hot, and not what we think about, not what we normally think. We've got different types of food categories now that are becoming big businesses: organic food, vegetarian, vegan food. Changes in fast food to slow food. What is the hottest thing right now in terms of employment opportunities in food?
Well, food to me is you got to eat. Everybody has to eat, so it's going to continue to evolve. I think some of the interesting things that I've seen is farm to fork, farmers markets, and now farm to table and city. So farmers are skipping the farmers market and saying, okay, I'm setting up my own restaurants. Number two is I see a lot of this is inspired from Shark Tank and a lot of these TV shows around food is, how do I take something I make really well, like a cupcake, and then, and develop a whole business in it. We've now hear words like quinoa, and we eat kale, and we like Greek yogurt. So I think there's many categories that are just benefiting from the food category, whether it's cafes, retail, sales, distribution, or manufacturing. And one of the latest trends I heard about is, the diets, these crazy diets that we all try. The new one is putting butter in your coffee to help you lose weight.
I'm not down with butter in coffee. Got about 60 seconds left. As we close, how important is science, technology, engineering, and math?
Absolutely important. I think if I were to encourage anyone who has the wherewithal and the ability is to move into the sciences, biological sciences and computer sciences. They're in high demand, they pay well, and there's always shortages, so you can't go wrong. Just keep up with it.
Dr. Tracey Wilen, we appreciate your time very much. Thanks for being with us this morning.